Here is a discussion of multiplying polynomial. Let's do the basic first. Let's start with reviewing how distribution works. So here I have A times the quantity of B plus C. So distribution is I am going to distribute A to B and C. So when you distribute A to B, and that is equals to A times B, the plus is carry over. So this plus is carry over, and then A times C. So what if you have a minus? So if you have a minus, then you have, let's change this to a different color. So if you have a minus, so A times B minus C, that is equals to A times B. So you follow this trail, A times B, that is AB. The minus is carry over, and then A times C, that is equals to AC. All right, so let's start with an example. So let's say I have a negative 5y. So since this is a one term, we don't call this a polynomial, we call this a monomial, right? One single term. I would like to multiply 2 plus 4y squared minus 3y to the 7. So we have three terms inside the parenthesis. Two terms, we call this a binomial. Bi means two. And then three terms, we call this a trinomial. Three stands for tri. And then if you have more than three terms, so we call this a polynomial. But you have three terms, you call that a polynomial. Yeah, no one is going to take points off for that. And then what about term? Term is how many items. So you have a 2, you have a 4y squared, you have a minus 3y7, three terms. So you have three items. So the first thing that you will have to do is, so let's just do some highlight. So you will take the negative 5y times 2, take the same thing times 4y, and then take the same thing times negative 3y to the 7. All right, so that is equals to negative 5. Remember, the sign comes in the front of the coefficient. So negative 5y, you have to pick up the sign as well, times 2. And then what else? And then this plus is carry over. So you have a plus, and then this time you put the minus 5y in parentheses times 4y squared. And then this minus is carry over, so you have a minus, and then negative 5y times negative 3y to the 7. Hey, why negative 3y to the 7? Because this is a minus. Remember this, when you pick up a term, you have to pick up the sign in front of the coefficient or the variable. Once again, when you pick up a term for multiplication, addition, subtraction, you have to pick up the sign in front of the coefficient or the variable. All right, and then you clean up the coefficient and the sign. So negative 5 times 2, that is negative 10. And then plus minus, that is a minus. 5 times 4, y, first power times second power, 1 plus 2 is equals to 3. And then you have a minus minus minus, so that will be a minus 15. Y to the 1 plus 7 is 8. That's it. That is your answer. Do we really need to put the power in a descending order? I am fine with that. But if you are doing homework online, the system insists you to put the degree means the exponent in descending order. Then you let this term goes first, and then this term goes second, and then this term goes last. Okay, moving on to another example. So let's say you have a negative a to the fifth minus 2a to the 6th minus 3a to the 4th plus 7a minus 1 over 4. So first term will be you pick up the negative 8. So you will be doing this, right? You will be doing this, and then times that, and then negative 8 times negative 3, negative 8 times 7, and then negative 8 times negative 1 over 4. That is called distribution. So pick up the sign in front of the a to the 5th, and then pick up the sign as well, negative 2, a to the 6th. And then what sign do I use? You know what? I am going to use a positive. Do you know why I use the positive? Here is why. So let's pick up the terms first. Negative 8, a to the 5th, and then negative 3, a to the 4th. You might be asking, hey, where did you get this minus? I didn't carry this. Sorry, where did you get this big plus? I didn't carry this plus from anywhere. I am using the plus because when you multiply the coefficients, or whatever that is, negative or positive, I don't really care. If that is a negative, you put that to a positive, then positive negative becomes a negative. If this is a positive, you put that to a positive, then that becomes a positive. So basically the plus doesn't affect anything. You let the plus and minus, you let the multiplication do the job. Once they do you finish the multiplication, whatever the result is, and then you take it to the positive, it will just do the job. The sign will just do the job. So that's why we always use a plus in this situation. All right, and then the next one, I will be using a plus as well. Again, I didn't carry this from anywhere. Negative a to the fifth, and then 7a. So once you multiply them and then bring it to the plus, the sign will take care of the rest for you. And then the rest, I will do a plus negative a to the fifth, and then times negative 1 over 4. Okay. And then 16, a to the 5 plus 6 is 11. A times 3 plus 24. 5 plus 4, 9. You see that? And then negative a times 7, negative 56. Well, this is a plus, then that becomes a minus. You see that? It will just do the job for you. A to the 6. And then the last one is a plus. You multiply to negative, then that stays as a positive. So that will be a 4, a to the 5th. Yep, this is done. Moving on to another example. So let's try this. How about 2x to the third? I multiply 3x plus 5xy minus 10y squared. So you are familiar with my style. Every time I switch to a new problem, I will change the color. So if you see a different color, that means I am talking about a new problem. If you see a different color within a problem, that means that area is pretty important. I need to strongly emphasize something in that area. Okay, now with a little bit of experience, I would like you to be able to do the following. So I would like you to just don't draw the line. So just do this. 2x to the third. You multiply the first term, and then add 2x to the third. You multiply the second term, and then do you want to do a plus? You can do a big plus. You know what? 2x to the third, and then multiply the minus 10y squared. So this one I will just carry this minus over here, and then you have a 2 times 3, first power plus third power, and then 2 times 5, x first power plus third power, nothing for the y, and then plus. Is this a still plus? Nope, that is not a plus, that is a minus. 2 times 10 is negative 20, and then x to the third, and then y squared. With a little bit of practice, okay, just do like 3 problems in your homework. You can actually just do a 2x to the third times 2x, and then you write a 6x to the fourth, and then the next one you can just do a 2 times 5, you write a 10, and then x to the fourth y. So basically you can skip the second line with a little bit of practice. Same thing for the previous problem. With a little bit of practice, you can skip the second line. Same thing for the first one. With a little bit of practice, you can skip the second line. But you have to do a few problems in order to get used to it. So that's why you have to do your homework. All right, so I will just do 3 problems in this video. So moving on to the next video, I will show you something else regarding multiplying polynomial. All right, I will see you there.